And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're taking a look at Second Chance, something people are always telling me to give games I don't like, but this is a game called Second Chance from Uwe Rosenberg and published by Stronghold Games. This is a flip and write game where you'll be flipping cards and writing things down, or a Tetris shape style game where you're going to be drawing Tetris shapes on your sheet of paper and you're going to try to make them fit until they can't fit, in which case you have one last second chance. Until you get another. Let me show you. Each player is going to get a sheet of paper, which is essentially just a blank grid, and they'll get one of the colored pencils that come with the game. There's a bunch of starting cards for the game, and so you'll draw one randomly, and then you have to draw this shape, so everyone will have a different shape, and basically one of the squares has to fit here. So I could draw it, for example, like, I could draw it like this. And you know, fill in the squares then, so people, including myself, is pretty sloppy, but this just gives you kind of an idea of what I've done here. So I fill it in, and of course you can color them nice, it doesn't matter. So that's your starting piece. This is to make sure everyone has a different board. Each round of the game, you're going to turn over 2 cards from this other deck, and then each player is going to decide one of those cards to put in your grid. Now you can basically put it wherever you want. It doesn't have to touch other stuff. You can rotate it if that helps. You can, you know, you're not stuck. The colors don't matter in this game, so I could switch to another color if I wanted to, if someone else is willing to do so. After everyone's done picking, you draw the next one, and ooh, I think I'll do this one here, you know, this double orange one, and fit it in that way. And then next time we draw 2 more cards, and say, okay, ooh, it looks like I can fit this one in beautifully, so I put that one in here, and again, filling them in. So you're going to continue to do this. Now, at some point, you're going to flip over 2, and you're not going to be able to fit either one of them in. Now, in this case, I still can, but pretend that it's, you know, you're getting close to completely filling in your paper, and you're running out of space to put them in. At that point, you're kind of done, everyone else finishes, and then you flip over a second chance. You get one more chance. You turn over this one. If you can fit it in, draw it in, and you're still in the game. And you can have multiple second chances. If you can't put it in, then you're done, and you'll just find a blank spot on your sheet, and you'll write a number on it based on what number you dropped out of the game. So if I was the first person to drop out of the game, I put a 1, a 2, a 3, etc. So you can see this sheet here. This person was first person to drop out, and they put a 1 here, which fills in that square also. And you keep going until everyone has dropped out of the game, or the deck runs out of cards, or someone completely fills in their grid. If that happens, that person automatically wins. Multiple people if they do it at the same time. Otherwise, you simply will add together the number of empty squares, and whoever has the fewest is the winner. And if there's a tie, then the numbers will break the tie. That's pretty much it. The game comes in a small box here, you know, that's going to hold everything. It comes with a pad of paper, double-sided. They're just blank grids. If you're like me, you can laminate these to use them with markers, but then again, the colored pencils that come with the game won't matter as much. So nice that they have colored pencils in here. I'm not a huge fan of the colored pencils. Here's the thing. I like the motif of this. I really like how pretty these cards look. I like that they're different colors here, and I want to give out a special shout out to the fact that they included these 3 cards with the game that show you every different shape that's possible on the cards. The big green shapes, the small yellow ones are easy to fit in. But it confuses people. Every time I teach the game, people say, do I need to color these shapes in that specific color? Do colors mean anything? No, they don't. And the rules never even mention that. And the rules will show you coloring and stuff, and then it will show it here. It's different colors, and you're like, well, was I supposed to do that or not? Not a big deal. And again, if you like the coloring and all that, that's great. I'm a little unhappy usually with like the yellow and orange ones. They don't show up very well. And I found that the pencils don't do very well. And when I played the game, I actually ended up using a pen because it just was easier for me to see as I put the shapes in. But that's kind of semantical, or just kind of being nitpicky. Other than that, it's fine. The game is just these little decks of cards. The pad of paper and pencils components are fine. The roll and write category, or flip and write here, you know, starting with Yahtzee and stuff, is a very crowded category. There are literally hundreds of games in it, so it's difficult for a game to stand out. Second Chance, it has the Tetra shapes in it, which is also a very crowded category. Not the first game to have you draw Tetra shapes on a board. Where Second Chance will stand out, I suppose, is the simplicity and ease of the game. I can literally teach it in less than a minute. It's just draw shapes. You can flip and rotate the shapes as they come out, and then if you can't, you get a Second Chance card. Although you can then get another Second Chance, which I think is like third and fourth chance, but let's not pay heed to semantics. So that's the game. So when you get the shapes, do you draw the bigger one because it will fill up more squares and you'll have a faster chance to fill it? Or do you draw the smaller one so that you can make sure you can kind of group everything in and maybe build a nicer, more compact thing? That's pretty much it. Where do you put it? Where it best fits. How do you know what's coming up? You could try to guess and look at the shapes coming up, but you're pretty much playing just as an amusing sideline to see if you can win or not. I would doubt that there's a lot of strategic happenings in Second Chance. Like I said, again, you can kind of look ahead, I suppose, but you don't know what cards are coming up next. And sometimes that Second Chance, the card you flip over, is the perfect shape. And I've seen people win this game surely by luck. That being said, it's pleasant. It's simple, it's easy, it's inoffensive. I enjoyed playing it. I'm just not sure it stands out amongst the crowd. There's a lot of these games. This one, what does it have going for it? The fact that it takes 15 minutes, it says in a box, and I suspect that many games will be shorter than that. So that's cool, and if you like the different colored pencils and you want to build a colorful Tetris-shaped thing, you'll enjoy it for that. This is a game that I think a lot of people will enjoy. It's one I could even see being sold easily in the mass market, and I found it okay and fun to play with, but I think that I might forget about it in a few years, other than bringing up its name when talking about something else, like give that game a second chance. I mean, you mean this? Okay. Bad joke, but an okay game. Second Chance. Dice Tower Judgment, a pleasant roll and write.